off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness because there's so much unhappiness out there. So I started this, 704 consecutive weeks ago. They said I wouldn't last a year because I don't talk about headlines at all. There's plenty of places for you to get the headlines. Go there, please. But people know that when they want to wake up and not be angry, afraid, anxious, or aggravated, because that's what the news is these days, they come here. So glad that I'm here now. We just celebrated podcast show number 1,500. If you missed that show with Michael Learned, you'll remember her from the Waltons, the mom of the Waltons, as well as she was the grandma of Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix. 1 billion views. So from one extreme to the other. And she was a beautiful guest live in studio. That was last week. So make sure you go free subscribe on my YouTube TV channel. Give me the finger. This one, not the other one. And you will get access to that show and so much more. And you know that I love to bring on people who on Tuesdays especially is my Tuesday Talent Day that will help us learn something new and also support things that are positive, happy making, progressive, and solve some of the temporary places of darkness that we have going on. And today is no exception. I'm so delighted. Unfortunately, my bud, Larry Namer, who's co-founder of E Entertainment, who asked if he could come on with his partner here of one of his newest projects. But he is caught up in stuff, which is totally understandable. I think he has, what is that? In the fire, tongs in the fire. What is that expression? Forks in the fire. Anyways, he has more than I do. I have 8 jobs. I think he's like 12. So anyways, we do have his better half. Don't tell him I said that. But Pamela Anchang is an award-winning journalist, media entrepreneur, and immigrant advocate. As founder and managing editor of the Immigrant Magazine, Pamela has spent 2 decades telling immigrants' stories with nuance, dignity, and depth. Her work has earned honors such as the 2023 International Reporting Broadcast Award from Ethnic Media Services. I should try out for that. And California Black Media and 2024 Special Media Recognition Award for contributions to immigrant advocacy. She's been featured in NPR, the LA Times, the Africa Channel, and the Voice of America. Please welcome to my studio, Pamela Anchang. So glad to have you with me, Pamela.
Oh, it's a wonderful pleasure. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Wonderful.
Yes. And am I saying your last name correctly?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Yes, you are.
Okay. When I first saw that name, I thought, is that a combo Asian? Something?
I get that.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really interesting how this all came about. Larry has been a wonderful support to me since we met through Greg Reed. the founder and my friend, Secret Knock. And then he came on to celebrate, I believe, my 8-year show. And then he came on his new book that's out. And then I got an email saying his newest project is the Immigrant Podcast. So would it be possible to have him and you? And so you're now the rep. So we're
Yes,
happy to have you.
I'm sorry
looking-
to disappoint that he couldn't be here.
No, you're not disappointing me at all. But you know him. He's all he covers a lot of ground.
Yes.
He's the most humble person I
Yes.
know in entertainment. I have to say that. And I do, I love him. So we'll forgive him this time. I just didn't know until like this morning. So I was right before the show. So that's okay. I don't have to take his name off. He will be here in spirit.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to pop in later after this because he's not a huge fan of breakfast. I do breakfast with all my guests and my co-hosts. What that consists of is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So the top of the bun is things that we're grateful for that are outside of ourselves. The audio, so the visual is I'm looking out of myself. So kind of do a 180. And then at night, before you go to bed, I want you to be grateful for something inside of yourself. So instead of falling asleep, trying to fall asleep, thinking about all the things you didn't get a chance to finish or who done you wrong, instead, and then it's no wonder you can't fall asleep. Instead, we affirm what I believe is the foundation of good mental health, which is self-care, self-love, self-approval, self-soothing. So we're going to model that for you. I just told Pamela this, no warning, because I like to keep it fresh. So what we're going to do is bounce back and forth. And if you are here and not driving, listening to the AM FM side, please do chat, and you can put your gratitudes in the comments or what I call my cashew gallery instead of the peanut gallery. So here we go. I am grateful that the Dodgers won last night. Oh, good Lord, I have had to apologize to Pamela because I have an everyday show, like literally every weekday morning. I don't put the promo up until usually around 8:00. That's the goal. And I emailed her and I'm so sorry, but they're going into extra innings and I'm having, I just can't not pay attention to the show not pay attention to the game. And so it took a lot longer to do it in commercials to put that out there. So I had to apologize to her, but it's all good because we won. And that was one of it. Did you watch the game?
I didn't, but I think I was watching vicariously through you.
Yes, thank you. Because I didn't get home until, I worked until like 1:30 because it was like 11:30. I felt really bad for the Blue Jays because I'm originally from Canada. I was born 60 miles outside of Toronto. So my nieces and nephews are like hurting this morning because it's 3-hour time difference. It was bad enough for us. Can you imagine? But anyways, the bottom line is we won. I have my Dodger blue on, go blue, and my earring. I lost the other one. But anyways, I am grateful that the Dodgers won last night. What are you grateful for?
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that you started off the show with gratitude, because I woke up this morning, wondering about stuff. And then I just thought to myself, be grateful. I'm just grateful to be up. No matter how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking about, I'm here to push through and to enjoy another day. So I'm really this morning, I'm great. My gratitude is that I'm up. And again, I'm also grateful that I've met you. That's another level of love because you have just made my day literally with this segment of the show and giving me gratitude to think about. So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to be up.
Oh, I accept. Thank you. I'm grateful for the myriad of amazing people that I've gotten to meet as a result of this show, you included, and just like, who knew, and this all happens because I allow, and I just, what now, brown cow. And I grateful for a Blisscipline, hashtag Blisscipline, trying to stay in the best possible place, and then I attract all kinds of really cool things. So I am glad that kind of segued into the bottom of the bun, which is, what I like about myself. And I certainly appreciate that about myself. But I wanted to add a couple more gratitudes, specifically for Beata, who gave me my first entree into LA Fashion Week. Those of you who are on my socials saw my little runway stuff I modeled for 8 years, a long time ago. So it was fun doing the catwalk, and grateful for the plethora of activities. I get to go to a fundraiser that is honoring Samuel Jackson on Sunday with Manuela. It's her a perfect. I have to go look that up. Her nonprofit. She does a lot of Prince's ex-wife. Her last name is difficult, but she's married to my friend Eric Benet. So anyway, so I'm grateful for that's coming up on Sunday. I'm grateful that I just made it through the season of Catalina Jazz Festival and then into Newport Beach Film Festival. so October is a beautiful month, and I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to show up to everything, and now I get to sleep. What else are you grateful for, Pamela? What else are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that I'm grateful for the vision, for the gift that I feel has been given me to do this work. I'm really, really grateful that I'm meeting the right connections. I'm grateful for the people that are elevating this mission. And I'm really, really grateful for the community that I find myself in.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the, and someone gave us a finger from the Cashew Gallery. Thank you very much. This one, not the other one. And we're going to go to the bottom of the bun, which is weightlifting. A lot of us grew up with well-meaning, sometimes more mean than well parents who said, don't toot your own horn. You're not all that. And then we take that on with an internal critic that says, well, that was successful, but what about the next one? Or what about the mistakes you made? So it's really important to be able to approve of yourself. And so I want us to like ourselves 80% of the time and celebrate instead of 99 compliments and one insult, focusing on that insult. This is the part of the show where you really embrace things that are good about you. So, bottom of the bun, I appreciate my ability to give compliments. I know that it's like my breath. If I give you a compliment, it doesn't take anything from me, and vice versa. There's more than enough compliments to go around. There's more enough breath to go around. There's more enough beauty to go around. There's more enough food to go around. We live in an abundant universe, and I am so appreciative that I recognize that. What do you like about yourself, Pamela?
I just love you. This is something else. I've never been put on the spot like this to talk about what I appreciate about myself. I'm loving it. That is good exercise for me.
Yes.
Let's see. First of all, I have learned to approve of myself. I like that you use that expression. Yes. I have learned to approve of everything that is me and not be wanting to be somebody else. I have learned to approve of myself in terms of my journey being different from others. I have learned to appreciate the gift that God has given me to be able to communicate with people. I approve and I appreciate the gift that God has given me also to smile, to make people's day better. I really, I don't know, maybe you should have told me beforehand, but I really do approve. I'm learning to approve of my journey and be grateful that I was chosen and not have that imposter syndrome and be like, why me?
Ah,
Sometimes we wrestle
yes.
with those things, and I've just learned to say, why not you? So I
Yes.
approve of myself in
Yes.
a way. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Instead of why me to why not me?
exactly.
Right?
Whether it's for the positive or the things that
Yes.
are happening that are not the best, why not you? Maybe there's a lesson there that you learn and you can teach somebody else and inspire someone. So
Yes.
I approve of
Yes.
everything in my life. I approve of
That's
myself.
fantastic. Yeah, I've been on this. I was actually brought back to teach at UCLA. I taught there a long time ago in the MBA school, but they brought me back last year to teach a course called Leadership, Success, and Happiness. And the whole premise is you can have professional mastery, but if you don't have personal mastery, so you can have all the fame and fortune, but if you have imposter syndrome or self sabotage or fear of failure or fear of success, you don't have personal mastery, you got nothing. So
Nothing.
this is exactly what you're highlighting, and I'm preaching to the choir. And I'm really glad that you're willing to admit that you're learning how to do this because it's something that Robin Williams and Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, professionally, they had it mastered.
Yeah,
Personally, not so much. So we all have this opportunity to love ourselves, and then we can really love our lives. Right. So that's it
absolutely.
for breakfast. Thanks for joining us. I want you to join me every weekday morning to do this because 21 days makes a good habit, or 28 or 30, however many days that you believe creates a good habit. I promise you that if you do this, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me and Pamela for breakfast. All righty. And now for the topic of the day. We have with us the founder of a new podcast. And I think I was doing podcasts before they called them podcast. But I every time I say podcast, I think of like a pea pod. But anyways, I uh I read the description of it. I absolutely love it. I'm an immigrant myself. My parents were immigrants from China. If you were wondering, I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. And then I'm an immigrant from Canada. So I left Canada to become an American. In fact, I was the first group after 9/11 to be sworn in as Americans. So I take that American citizenship very seriously. So I'm a very proud immigrant. So I'm happy to learn about this podcast. So speaking of which, I love trying to guess accents. So, at first I heard a little bit of Jamaican because my girlfriend, Reverend Arlene Hilton, is from Jamaica, and people say, "Are you Jamaican?" Because I have so many hats, like I've 8 hats. So they go, "Are you Jamaican?" And then I hear a little Ghana, so it's not as strong as my Ghanaian brother Ishmael Tete or my satellite sister Akuyo Graham, but I hear a little of that too. So, and there's the sirens, which is always a signal that what I'm saying is true. So, what is your heritage?
Oh, I wish I would just make you do the work and keep guessing and keep guessing. I'll spare you the trouble. I'm originally from Cameroon. Do you know where that is? Cameroon.
Well, I've never met anyone from there. So
Well,
that's it.
glad
I
you've met
love
me.
learning new things. So
Yeah.
is that West
That's in
Africa?
Central Africa. That's in Central
Central
Africa.
Africa. You're my
Yeah.
first person from Central Africa that I get to meet, which is super cool. So you're an immigrant yourself. So you can
I-
certainly share
Mhm.
in that experience. And so is there influence from the accent from both those places or no?
So from Cameroon.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Cameroon. Yeah, so
No,
my
no, no.
accent is
Oh,
really
yeah, the a little Ghana.
no. I
No.
don't know. I'm not.
Okay.
I have no Ghanaian in me. It's
Okay.
purely Cameroon. But hey,
Okay.
we're Africans, and oftentimes we sound similar because we
Okay.
have the British
Ah, that
colonials to thank.
yes, yes, yes,
Colonial rule to
yes.
thank for.
Sarcasm, maybe not intended or intended.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's a British um influence in our
Got
English.
it.
Yeah.
Got it. It's beautiful. I love accents. I've always
Well,
loved
accents
it.
make who we are. That's part of who we are, and that's part of our gratitude, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We're the same people.
Yes, absolutely. And I just want to acknowledge we have someone in our cashew gallery. April, it's your birthday. Wow. The big 5-0. Happy birthday, dear April. Happy birthday to you. May all of your hopes, wishes, dreams, and desires come true for you this year around the sun. Happy birthday, April. There you go. Not everybody gets that, but she's been with me a long time. So
Happy
I'm
birthday,
happy to
April.
have her in the cashew gallery. So,
Yeah.
April, I want you to meet Pamela. She is my special guest today. And we're going to let her talk about her baby. So before you give us the 411 on the podcast and the magazine, did you know when you were a kid that this is what you would be doing?
Let's say I'm not surprised. Yes, I'm not surprised. When I was
Because
a Yeah, yes, exactly.
yes.
Because when I was a child, I think at the age of maybe 8, 9, I used to ponder about the radio and how the voices that were coming out of the radio.
Aha.
And I always wondered if I opened the box, if I'll see people. It fascinated me.
Mm.
And then I think at the age of 10, I had the opportunity to go to a radio station because my elementary school had a relationship with a radio station that wasn't too far from it. So we had like a field trip to the radio station. And I saw firsthand how the broadcasting took place. And
Mm.
I just remember staring at the journalists, and they were interviewing us and talking about school. And this was in Cameroon. And I was just like, wow, this is fascinating. And during the summer break, my family didn't live too far from the radio. And I was offered the opportunity to come to the station and host a children's show. And
Ah.
so I went to the radio and did a show. Now, the name of the show was Children's Magazine.
Ah.
And so during the summer break, so yes, I did that. And so now, fast forward later, how many years later, my friends who know that side of me say, people don't know that this seed had been planted in you a long time ago. So when I say I'm not surprised, so it's always been there. And so when I went to college, I studied languages and translation and all these things and linguistics. But I, in deep inside of me, was being a broadcaster, a host, a
Mm.
journalist. That's what I always wanted. I ended up
Very
going
cool.
into education where I became a teacher, but this was what I wanted to do. And so, yeah. So in a way, yeah, I'm not surprised. And most people
Cool.
are not surprised. People that know me as a child. I always had first prize in school for reading, for language, for so poetry and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised.
Cool. I was just putting the story up to get people to tune in. I was listening. I apologize if it looked like I wasn't, but I forgot to put the story up. So I just did and tagged you. So you'll see it afterwards. But that's cool. And And it's interesting how things happen like that. Like your whole life sort of prepares you for the next thing. And and you find out after the fact. My birthday, there's a book I have called On the Day on Your Birthday. So the day that you were born, you have a description, the day of the rising sun, the day of, whatever. Guess what my day was? The day of the velvet voice. So go figure. Velvet voice, right? On the air, velvet voice, singing, so yeah. I'm going to look up yours if we have time, because it's very interesting book. I love that book. So oh, I should look up April's for today. That, speaking of which, but so okay, so you knew you were going to do it, and talk about, because really the mother of the podcast is the magazine. Now, magazines have really had to do a lot of adjusting with the technology. I know I'm writing for a magazine called Beverly Hills Magazine, and I have to write every quarter, and it's due an article to be published. But there's the online magazine is bigger than the actual print magazine. So how did you get into the Immigrant Magazine and begin to want to do this?
Oh, so where do we begin? So, like I said, I was always fascinated, by telling stories. And so when I came to the United States, um, I was not so thrilled with the stories that I was seeing in the media space about being an immigrant, because I came with so much pride, hope, dreams, and a lot of self-pride. And so every time I see stories about immigration and immigrants, they were never positive. And I always said to myself, well, that's not me. Well, that's not me, And so as an immigrant, we do, typically shop in similar grocery stores because we're looking for ethnic food, ethnic spices. And so when I meet, there's a store in Los Angeles where I used to go where it was called Asia Foods, ironically. They had, certain nice, intense seasonings that I wanted. And so I meet a lot of immigrants there. So we kind of converged there and we'll be talking. And we had this camaraderie. We had this thing where we felt safe. It was like a space where we felt like this is who we are. We didn't have to pretend. We didn't have to worry about an accent. We didn't have to worry about, it was okay. Like, where are you from? Oh, and just be there. And there was a Pakistani store and they were Muslim. And, they had halal meat, everybody just converged in the space. And it occurred to me that, wow, how great would it be to have a space where we can just share our stories? And ironically, I had started writing about my experiences as a child, but I had nowhere to publish them. And because back then there was no social media when I started. This was 2003 or 2001, around when I had this idea. And there was no space for that. Media technology had not evolved the way it is now. It was nothing like podcast. So all you had to do was write, or and internet was not as big as it is now. And so I shared it with my husband, and we talked to some friends, and next thing we know, I'm doing research about immigration, the census, and this, and talking to people, and finding out people wanted to tell their stories. And so that's how Immigrant Magazine was born, out of just that need to tell immigrant stories.
That's
to
so
show
cool.
the true face for me of what an immigrant really is.
Such a
So it became a
perfect,
magazine. Yes.
yes, perfect example of knowing what you don't like and then moving towards what you do like, which is sirens again, the truth, which is textbook law of attraction, right? If you don't like something, quit talking about what you don't like and move towards what you do like, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show when Larry approached me, is because right now you know, all the work that we've done. And I don't know if he told you, I was one of the first diversity consultants in Los Angeles County. And I got to work with First Interstate Bank when it was a bank, and then helped put valuing diversity programs in LA County for 85,000 employees. So that's how many went through our program. And at that time, that was a huge new thing because nobody talked about diversity out loud and valuing diversity, right? So you're right up my life alley on this one. And I think that it's so, I don't know about you, but I was made fun of very badly in Canada, where I was born, because I didn't look like anybody else. And like you, even being comfortable around people who, why don't you have an accent, right? So like, instead of having an accent, I didn't have an accent, but obviously I looked different. And all the time, Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, look at these. And it was a horrific bullying experience, being different, right? And then even 5 years ago, I was going to sing with the Agape International Choir at the Anaheim Convention Center, swerved to miss a car, ended up on the center divider, and a woman, white, coming in a white truck. I thought she was going to ask me if I was okay. And she pulled up, rolled down her window and said, "You stupid gook." And I can say that. I'm not usually allowed to say that on the show, but because it was said to me, and it's used to highlight the fact that was only I think it's 8 years ago now. So 8 years ago, where you think that is not, something that would come up, we still have this issue, without pointing fingers, but we now have an atmosphere where it's okay, again, to openly make fun of people who have accents or look different. And I love the way that your podcast and magazine are moving towards what we want, instead of protesting in a march against what we don't want. I'm not against protests, but I am for solutions that are not angry solutions. Get it? So that's why I wanted to have you on the show. So that's so cool. We're going to have to take a quick break for news, weather, traffic, but we will be right back. Don't go away. Chuck Woolery used to say, we'll be back in 2 and 2. I say peace in, peace out. Don't go away. We'll be back with more of the Immigrant Podcast and Pamela Anchang and more valuing of diversity. Don't go away. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live on this show about hope and happiness.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it. Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at
the things that are wrong? Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my show central, housing all 1,500 and I think it's 5 shows today. And of course, my red carpet playlist with interviews with Quincy Jones, John Travolta, Halle Berry, Temptations, and more. So you'll have to go and free subscribe there, as well as a show that talks about things that matter and not headlines. Because I don't want you to be pissed off if first thing in the morning. Instead, I want you to be grateful and learn something new. And to that end, this morning is no exception. On my hashtag Tuesday Talent series, I have someone who was introduced to me by one of my past guests and buds, Larry Namer, who unfortunately had to miss out and we just know that he's doing something cool and fun, but we do have the founder of this project that he is really, I love the way he said this. I'm going to say it, and this will be Larry's contribution for today. He said, let's see, where is it? I thought I had it on here, but I think it's on my social. This is Larry's words that, okay, where is it? I need my glasses. He said, the immigrant, no. I don't know why I don't have that anymore. Okay, I'll have to find it and say it later. But I just love the way that he said that, in an environment right now where immigrants is not looked at positively, this is the time for a podcast that sort of balances all of that out. And there's the siren again telling me that I'm telling the truth. So Pamela Anchang is an award-winning journalist, media entrepreneur, and immigrant advocate. Please welcome back to my studio, Pamela Anchang. When and how and what kind of support are you looking for to launch this podcast?
Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much, Dr. Marissa. You are already doing it. Just having me here is amazing. And if I can just speak for Larry real short, Larry always says, folks have forgotten who built America. And it's time to remind them. So to do that, we need all hands on deck. We need sponsors. We need community allies. We need advocates. We need great guests with amazing stories. In a nutshell, this is a movement. This is not a show like any other show, and kind of like your views. We want to celebrate the immigrant experience, and so this is not one of those shows where you're going to be bogged down with politics. I say that's been done enough already. As a matter of fact, we want to do the opposite of that, because when you watch the news or you tune in your TV, nothing about immigrants and immigration makes you happy. even those that are speaking on the immigrants' behalf, they're not saying anything that's really making you go, yeah. No one is reminding folks that, listen, immigrants are the ones shaping the next generation. They are the artists. They are your innovators. They're your doctors. They are Dr. Marissa. They're waking you up in the morning and giving you a wonderful time. No one is talking about those elements that are shaping the fabric and that they really are the bloodline of this country. And so we just want to do a show where we bring that to the forefront. We want to change that misunderstanding. Look at your story you told about someone, feeling like calling you a name. I experienced that. I was a teacher. When I just came to the United States, I was a teacher in Maryland schools. And I had my accent, and that wasn't seen as a good thing, and then not to mention when I said I was from Africa, and they had all the stories in their heads about Africa, whether I lived on a tree, whether, and not out of ignorance, sometimes just to make you feel bad, because sometimes when someone doesn't know, come on now, so that's why we're building this community. And when I said allies, we need allies. So we cannot do this job by ourselves. We need support. We need, because what we do is show America and show the world the contributions of immigrants. We have 46.1 million first generation immigrants in America.
I was going to ask you about that.
Absolutely, we are that. And we contribute $1.6 trillion to the economy. And that is never talked about. That's why I said, even those that are talking about us in our favor, they don't go into the depth of it to say, do you realize? And so it almost feels as if people don't know. All they hear is buzzwords about immigrants and immigration, right? But they're not talking about the facts, So we need the show because, 24% of U.S. entrepreneurs are immigrants.
How many, what percent again?
About 23.6, if I'm being really accurate, 24%.
I would have thought it was higher.
Well, entrepreneurs, I said.
Yes. Yeah.
But you do know 90% of businesses in the immigrant community are entrepreneurs. 90% of new business in America is created by immigrants. Yes, because a lot of the time when they come, sometimes, like we talked about, the language barrier and so many things. So guess what? They gravitate towards doing a small business, starting something. So immigrants are really at the forefront. And 19% of the American workforce contributing over $579 billion in taxes. That's how much we're contributing. So, and I talked about $1.6 trillion to the economy every year. That's what we want to showcase now, the faces behind these numbers. We want to bring people like you. I can't wait. Listen, I can't wait to have you because we're going to have fun.
Oh, yes.
So we want allies. So we need sponsors that see that we are not asking for a handout. We just want to be part of, the contributions, which we already are, but to be recognized.
Yes.
And so we want brands to see us as a viable audience, as a viable demographic, because we're already doing it anyway. We are consuming their cars, we're consuming the food, we're consuming everything that America has to offer, and we are actually building this thing. So we're not just consuming, we are also actually making them happen.
Yes. Well, it just amazes me sometimes that the truth is we're all immigrants. Hello. The only ones that are not immigrants in North America are the Native American Indians who, it's ironic that we say we used to say Indian giver because hello, who took the land from them in the first place? Hello. So the fact that this backlash, front lash, just this horrific attitude, and now unfortunately powerful attitude, because the attitude has power now behind it to be like all of the work that I did with valuing diversity, I see being flushed down the toilet, which I try not to take personally. But honestly, if I'm really honest, when we started introducing valuing diversity into the workplace, what I think it did honestly was drive the prejudice underground or under the surface. So I will say smooth waters with sharks below. So in that sense, I do credit the person who has the power for ripping off the Band-Aid, so you could see that the infection was still there and growing underneath the Band-Aid. So at least now it is, exposed into the light and to the oxygen to help heal that.
And we can confront it by doing what we're doing right now.
Yes.
By telling these stories and showing the beauty of the culture that we bring as immigrants.
Yes. And again, focusing on the positive part of that instead of being angry about the negative part of that.
Yes.
Which is brilliant. And I did find what Larry said. And this is how he emailed me. Somehow folks seem to have forgotten that this country was built on the backs of immigrants, past and present. I'm teaming up with the Immigrant Magazine to present a podcast that highlights the contributions. And he doesn't endorse just anybody. And so that's why you're here. And so this is an opportunity. How do people get in contact with you to either help with support, either financially or through, I don't know if you're looking for writers or researchers. Anyways, how did they find you?
Oh, absolutely. All they have to do is, you're going to put it there, publisher at immigrantmagazine.com. They can reach me there, and even through me, they'll be able to reach Larry, because Larry and I are working together. And listen, we need like I said, we need all hands on deck. No contribution is too little. And when I say no contribution is too little, I mean, even if you have a list, a database, we want that database. We want this conversation to be able to get into every home. This show is it's for everyone. It's for immigrants, it's for diaspora communities, it's for our allies, it's for our educators, it's for our policymakers, it's for our brands that are building. We want to build bridges. So anyone that's curious about what the immigrant contribution is about, and when we say the immigrant contribution, that just means America is, because Larry, I think he stopped short of also saying, and the future of America still relies on immigrants.
Yeah, in spite of the actions trying to be taken. Yes.
We just want a positive, beautiful show where we'll have not just the faces of immigrants, but also we want to hear from people who say they have something to contribute to the viability of this demographic. Because when we do well, America does well.
Right. Now, does the Immigrant Podcast have a website yet, or is it still in the making? Because I see Immigrant Magazine, and I'm going to pull that up right now. But is the podcast have a separate one or no?
Yes,
it does.
Right now, tentatively, we are working. I don't want to reveal, because Larry will reveal where it will be seen, but we're working with some big players, hopefully, that will come on board. Keeping fingers crossed. It will be distributed globally as well, meaning we have we have global distribution. It will be on every podcast platform that you can find, Spotify, Disney, all of that. And then we'll have a YouTube home, and we'll possibly have one of the big platforms is looking at us as well. But for now, right now, and it'll be just called The Immigrants. So when we're ready, hopefully by December 1st is when we anticipate the first airing. It will be on a YouTube channel, and it'll be just called The Immigrant. So at that time, hopefully I get a chance to come back with Larry, maybe this time. And to let you know. If not, we'll let you know. But right now, at least they know it'll be on every podcast platform, distribution platform, Spotify, Disney, every single platform, and on a YouTube channel that will be called The Immigrant. So we want everybody to subscribe to that channel, and we do have a global vision for this as well. So when we're done with America, the goal is to actually tell the stories of immigrants worldwide. What are their experiences? So I can see people being excited and just being able to tell the stories. What is it that motivates someone to displace themselves and to go somewhere and settle there and contribute? What is that mind like? And to celebrate these stories.
Yeah. That's great.
We are like
So
birds. We fly.
yes. I say always go up. Hashtag UP is hashtag unlimited possibilities. So that's what we're doing for sure. So you can be found at the Immigrant Magazine, which
Yes.
you're the publisher. So I just pulled that up. So you saw
And on
that.
the YouTube channel as well. I currently
And-
have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Currently, the Immigrant Magazine has a YouTube channel because I also do hosting like I was doing podcasting when it wasn't called podcasting.
Called podcasting.
I was a host on
You and me.
KPFK radio station, by the way, and where podcast. So I have a lot of content, and I do a lot of interviews as well. So we do have a YouTube channel called Team TV Voice of Immigrants. It just means the Immigrant Magazine Television, Voice of Immigrants. So Team TV Voice of Immigrants. So they can go there right now and see the amount of work. And Larry had been one of my guests on my radio podcast video show.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
and he told his
what's
story
that
as
one?
being
Let
a
me
child
pull
of
that
Eve.
up. What is it? Team
TV, T for Tom, I for Ink, M for Man, TV, Voice of Immigrants on YouTube. I think it's on my thing there, Team TV, Voice of Immigrants.
Okay, there we go. And we're going to share this tab.
It should be on my boilerplate, Team TV, Voice of Immigrants.
There we go.
Yes, there you
Got
go.
it?
There you go. You found me.
I did. I have a very smart
Yes.
assistant.
Oh,
named
she's
Google.
amazing. Amazing.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is, where you can find her. This is
Let's see.
kind of the pre, right?
Yes.
So,
This was
upcoming.
the work that has led us to where we are today. Yes. As you can
Beautiful.
see, me and Lupita go there.
Yes.
I've had
And
my
I will
share.
be on there soon. Right?
Yes.
I will be there. Okay.
Yes. I
So
love telling
awesome.
Amazing stories.
Awesome. Final
And please
word. We're
subscribe to
coming up.
my channel.
That's the truth.
Yes. Yes.
So, final word. Anything else that you want? And tell me your birthday, because I wanted just to
Mm.
look here.
My birthday
not
is-
your year, but the actual birthday.
It's
Because
okay.
I'm ageless, like you. Hashtag ageless. So, but I wanted to read this for April. She's
Okay.
October 28th, and it's called the Day of Research, which is interesting
Mhm.
because she's huge doing research, and her strengths are curious, thorough, and interesting. And
Ah.
her weaknesses are prying, demanding, and cutting. So it's all
Oh.
about balance. Nobody's perfect, right?
All right.
But I thought that was really interesting. What's your birthday? The actual day?
March 22nd.
March 22nd. I love doing this because people will, what? 22nd. Wow. March 21st is the first one they list. They do a different way. The Day of Direct Current.
Of what?
Yes, the Day of Direct Current. March 22nd, people have a sense of infallibility and refuse to be denied.
That's why I'm still here.
They feel no need to shout their message from the rooftops. On the contrary, they're often quietly self-assured individual who loathe self-aggrandizement. If they so choose, those born on this day can be very successful in business or finance, carefully making their way through the competitive corporate jungle. They are not easily just sidetracked or led astray.
Oh.
Strengths are enthusiastic, well-directed, and dynamic. Weaknesses can be overbearing, emotionally unaware, or overconfident. Take it or leave it. I don't know you that well, but it sounds like from your laugh that this is pretty accurate. Isn't it crazy?
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy? Like,
crazy.
I just love this book. So for me, The Day of the Velvet Voice, we still have 1 minute. The Day of the Velvet Voice, August 10th, people are project their image forcefully on the world around them. There's is a voice that literally must be heard. It is noteworthy that their mode of expression often assumes equal importance with the content of the statement. Thus, matters of style and technique figure prominently in their communication. Is that crazy?
Look at you and hear you.
Is that crazy?
It's crazy.
Strengths are attractive, fun, vocally seductive, and weaknesses are needy and lacking in self-trust.
Oh my gosh.
This is such an I love this book. This is the cover.
I was just going to say The Secret Language of Birthdays. Wow.
Isn't that crazy? It is
crazy.
So like
crazy.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So okay. So here you got it. The summary, my final word is, if you are an immigrant and you still have PTSD from, the bullying you got, that was then, and this is now, which means let's focus on the value that you bring instead of the disvaluing that you experience, because we all are one of a kind, wonderful, all 8 billion of us, and we all have beautiful stories to tell, and every single thing that we've ever gone through has been not lessons of punishment, but chiseling to make us into the best possible version of ourselves that we can be. Period. That's my final word. What's your final word?
You couldn't have said it any better. I'll say this. When this vision came to me for the immigrant as a brand, nobody was happy to own that word, being immigrant, because of obvious reasons. And for that reason alone, I stuck with it. Like they said, I'm not going to be denied. And I said, we will put faces. We will show who the immigrant really is. Because I always said, that's not me. Every time a story, I was like, that's not me. I want to show America who the immigrant is. It's people like you. It's people like me. And so what I say, in addition to what you've just said, our vision is to change the narrative surrounding immigrants and to build empathy, to bridge our cultures and to elevate immigrant pride. I want us together to do this as a movement. Maybe I was given the mission, but I'm only someone that's just holding a mission for everyone. And so I want to invite everybody. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the legacy of immigrants all around the world to build a more beautiful world, a more inclusive world. So I invite everyone to join this movement. Look out for it when it comes out. It's just simple. If you will just Google The Immigrant, you'll find it. It'll be easy. Come on board. Whether you're natural born American or American via naturalization, we are building a global community for immigrants where everyone is welcome. Even those that don't know much about immigrants, we want them to come and learn more and get to meet us.
Immigrant is a good thing. That's the tagline.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Pamela, and my newest friend. As a result of this show, you'll be seeing me on her show. And remember, if you could put your peace sign up for me, this is how I sign out of every show. It's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
Amen.
Now go and have the best day ever.
Oh, certainly will. And to everyone else.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.